I don't know. Contemplating life's decisions. Maybe a can of worms there too. All right, Tuesday morning. Let's get started on the 69 Thunderbolt here. The oil drained out overnight. Looks like one leg has less than the other. Kind of figured it'd be the other way around, on which cup was fuller. Anyhow, I'm going to disconnect the brake cable, going to disconnect the brake stay, and we'll get the fender and tire off. All right, got the brake cable off. That's a different setup than what I'm used to seeing. Basically, that screw there goes in and pinches the cable. Also, the same deal on this side. Also notice there's more of the brake cable. Come down here. Definitely a different setup than what I'm used to seeing. Here's a new cable. It's for that 66. But yeah. Never ceases to amaze me what some people come up with. But hey, it worked great last summer. Probably worked great this summer. All right, time to get the fender off. Gotta admit, a little intrigued by this brake cable setup. Let's take a little further look into it, huh? Yep. I'm seeing see what's going on here. Oh yeah. As that old saying goes, if it works, it ain't stupid. And that's the front brake cable. Right on, right on. All right, front wheels off, fenders off. Wheel bearings feel real good, happy about that. It's always a bonus. Didn't know if I'd be rebuilding a wheel or not. It's kind of what that would lead to sometimes. You know, this isn't one of those concourse restorations, you know what I'm saying? We're doing fork seals here, you know, here we go, yeah. Maybe clean that up a little bit. We're not getting too crazy in here. Just maybe freshen it up with a little grease, clean them pins, whatnot. You know, those pads, they still got life left in them, not replacing them. Anyhow, I know I'm kind of clowning on this cable a little bit ago, but you know, this is what some people got to do. There it is together. This is your, you know, 3-piece easy lube sheath. I don't know if he's got a patent on it, the previous owner or not, but he did some cool things on this bike. Come over here, we can take a look. You know, that coil bracket. I'm assuming the guy that made the cable made that too. You know, people kind of laugh at some of that stuff, but you know, he didn't have to buy coil brackets. He made them. This brake stay, again, another homemade piece. You know, he might be the guy that laughs about people shelling out money for parts when he makes them. Righteously so. Headset bearings. Let's see here. I don't feel anything too crazy. Might investigate. I mean, they feel okay. But, you know, now would be the time to get in there. Not a bad idea. I've done the tapered roller bearings, the SRM ones, on the that 67 back there and at 66. So let's take the forks part first and see where we are with that before we go too crazy with the old checkbook, you know what I mean? Those headset bearings just might need a lube. All right, serious yakking here since I am doing a video on doing fork seals. Here you go. Get that off. Basically, that is threaded into the bottom of that top cap. You let that drop down in there. And we're going to thread this cap back on and give her a few wackadoodles. Get that thing knocked loose. All right, get the pirate bike going. Got one leg out. Oh yeah, don't forget that bolt there. You gotta loosen that to tap that thing out. I also noticed I got a crack going there. And yeah, the gators, they're a little hammered. Yeah. Anyhow, this was purchased for parts bike, so I don't know how carried away I'm gonna get with it, you know. Do a training in it, transmission work and electronic ignition and all that BS last spring and summer, and you know, got it out and rode it. It works. So you know, I said earlier, it's not stupid if it works, right? So maybe it will get, you know, can always stop drill that maybe to keep it from spreading. Grab this leg and I'm gonna pop it right out here. And I think the gator's holding it. Get two hands on that. Oh yeah, I also noticed on this one, the seal cup's got a dent. Yeah. Yeah, pull that gator down, or push it up I should say, and pop that out. All right, the left side fork cup's got a little dinger to it too. Not as bad as the right side. Anyhow, here's the tools I used. Those two pliers take the caps off. That mallet there to just give a little love tap on the top caps there. And then your Whitworth 1/4 inch, which is, you know, goofy to us here, for those clamp bolts. Anyhow, that gator is a little bit stuck. Got some WD-40 on there, loosening it up. But yeah, this front end, you know, this is a 69 Thunderbolt. But this front end, you know, it screams more like 67 Spitfire, you know. We got our alloy wheels, we got that brake. We got these chrome covers here for the fork covers, headlight holder. Yeah, and like, you know, these pipes here, they're Hornet pipes. Those come out of my uncle's garage. Cleaned those up, threw those on here last spring or summer. I made up those little brackets there and that cross bracket there, you know, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, get this thing going, get it on the road for this summer. Going to dismantle those and see what the fork bushings look like. Seriously though, who buys gator clamps? Everybody should have electrical tape in their toolbox. Come on now. All right, got a little ahead of myself. The this fancy tool here, you can make them. Seen people make them. Videos on YouTube. I opted to buy one. It's a pretty decent tool. Anyhow, I think there was pieces of gator boot down in there. I had to get those out to get it seated. I had to get a few taps up top here. The hammer was slipping. I didn't put any heat to it, but I got it broke loose. We'll see how the other, oh, I did have the hammer or not. Yeah, not sure if I did that. Anyhow, we'll see how the other side goes. Bonus, it was in this box. The tool stays in this box, and there's new fork seals in there, so that might have saved me, you know, 15, 20 bucks. All right, got it out. A little bit of pitting on there. There's the tool. Give you an idea what that looks like inside the, let's grab what's in the cup holder there. The seal rides. Appears to be they used a rope. I dig at that with a razor. I noticed this rod here appears bent. See what's see what the other side looks like. Try straightening this one. But yeah, let's see how these bushings feel. All right, so far these bushes actually seem okay. You know, I'm going to get this nut loose first. Put a little bit of heat to it. Give a little tap with the ball peen. It's spinning the device, and I don't want to clamp on it too hard here. So we get a little heat on there, a little love tap. See if I can break that nut loose, and go from there. Now this took a little bit of heat, but I got that Allen bolt broke loose in there. I have found those loose before. It was at 67, my dad's, yeah. The guy that restored the bike, whatnot, restorer, painter guy. Excuse me. I'm assuming it was snug or something, but either way, I found it loose. Took a little bit of heat to get that to break loose. But yeah, definitely gonna take all that apart, get that all cleaned up. And I put pipe thread paste or glue on the threads last time I did. Actually, both times I did the 66 forks and a 67. A little extra assurance, if you will. All right, I got the rope removed. It sits below those threads, acts as another seal for that cup. As you can see, if you can see in there or not, there's still moisture. You can see that moisture there? Also here. So yeah, definitely gonna get everything disassembled, cleaned, real thoroughly. And those I'm gonna check out right now. The bushes are sitting over there chilling out. They're warm. I'm gonna be heating that up. But I'm gonna go and inspect those here shortly. Here we go. Taking this circlip off here, just using this simple little pick, working it up, and there's a snap ring inside here. I'll dig at next I'll pull that out and get that disassembled. All right, if you can see that little piece there, that's the snap ring. One ear was already missing, and when I went to get that one out, of course it broke. So I'm gonna dig at that with a pick and see how that goes. Could get interesting. All right, got the fork seal out. And the cup meant to survive. Anyhow, these other seals, new ones I got here, you noticed it's all rubber versus how this one's got a metal ring. I don't know when they quit doing the ones with the metal ring, so you know the other ones I've done before have been similar to this, the metal ring. I'm assuming original or OEM, versus what we get now is these. So these could have been in there a while, hard to say. But yeah, that cup survived. That's a bonus. And I'm going to start dismantling the other set. The bushings on this did feel pretty decent, so we might be fine with that. See how these ones are here. And then on that, we'll see if we need to order another set. All right, same deal. This one's pretty tight. Had to give her a few whacks. Anyhow, it's good to have these tools that get the job done. I got this one from Steadfast. They're over in Washington. I've got parts from them before in the past. Pretty good deals. And that Allen bolt on the bottom, the heads up, 7/32 Allen wrench. All right, that one's pretty grody. It took a lot to get that thing out. I had to jerk on that thing quite a few tugs. That rod seems to be okay, but you can see this thing's pretty nasty. I know guys do oil changes on a regular, which this didn't see. This thing was bought in an auction. This bike sat in a collector's house, if you will. So, you know, he drug it home. I think he just parked it in there with the rest of his little tokens or trophies, what do you want to call them. But yeah, I remember last spring or summer, I filled these forks, or I pulled the drain plugs on them. Water came out of the one. I filled them with, I think dirt bike oil, whatever weight it was, and I put a lot in there and kind of exercised them and drained them, and then I put the correct amount of oil in there and rode it, and they obviously they leaked on me. So we'll get it all cleaned up here. Those bushings actually feel okay. I'm going to continue to disassemble this leg here, see what else we got. Looks like both the snap rings ears are still intact, so that's a bonus. All right, here we are finishing off on Tuesday here. Getting ready to head in for some lunch for heading to work. Got some penetrating oil in there around that ring, doing its thing. Same thing on this lower bush. I got the nut off, took a little heat. Was trying to use that upper bush as a slide hammer. Usually that does it where it pops it off, but that thing's, it's kind of hanging out. It's staying on there. This thing's definitely had quite a bit of moisture in it. You can tell from that plug too, or the top cap bolt or whatever you want to call it, and the plug bolt. Also, there's the snap ring that I'm trying to get out of the other one. Also, this bolt here, strange washer on there. I don't remember what was on the other bikes. I'll have to look in the parts catalog. Memory's not that great, but it's definitely an odd washer on the bottom of that bolt. The other bolt came out, didn't have one. It might still be stuck in the leg, the lower leg there. I'll poke around with the scribe later tomorrow, but for now, I'll let this stuff soak, chill out. Come back out here tomorrow and see where I'm at with getting that bushing off and that snap ring out. Then once that's done, get a handle on parts, what needs to be ordered, and get the cleaning. All right, real quick, I'll show you how just using the upper bushing. It's kind of like a slide hammer to drive this lower bushing off, you know. See, it's working it off slowly but surely. You get the idea. Getting pretty close. And she's off. All right. Didn't get a chance to get out here until after lunch. And I'm off to work, but yeah. I'm gonna get those in a tank and soaking. Got the bushings off. Yeah, basically gonna soak all the parts for the right leg. All right, Thursday morning, back out here on the 69 Thunderbolt, doing the forks. See what we got going on here. The snap ring, the ears are broke off. Kind of hard to see it, but basically I'm going to take this hammer and this punch. If you can see that piece there, I'm going to tap that piece down a little bit. There's room for that to go down a little bit, and then maybe I can drill a hole with a small bit and try to hook that thing, or worst case scenario, maybe put a little weld something on there. Maybe I could pull it out, see how that goes. I'm gonna try drilling on it first. Oh, also, digging through the part stash, I did get those. I got the right side cleaned up. Bushes feel good. I was just gonna compare it to some other old bushes I got. I think somebody was in here before, being that ear was snapped. And also, when I was looking for those bushes, I found 2 front brake cables. They're used, but probably better than what was on here. That homemade cable. All right, enough yakking about that. Do a little tappy tap. See if I can get that driven down a little bit. All right, I got that snap ring out of there. Put a little heat to it though, and a little tappy tap. Right now I got some more penetrating oil on there. I'm gonna let that, since it puts the heat onto it, kind of let that oil fester in there. Get in any spots, you know, do its magic. And anyhow, I got to get ready for this bike. This Ninja here is getting ready to take off out of here. Buddy and his kid are coming to get it. But yeah, circle back to this in a few minutes once the bike's loaded up and the thing's cooled off a little bit. All right, Sunday night, back on the 69 Thunderbolt, fork rebuilding time. There was quite a bit of moisture in this one fork last summer. I just threw oil in it and ran it. Knew I was kind of going to find some corrosion, you know, kind of can of worms. Also found this spring is bent. If it's picking it up or not. And it has pitting, so we're going to try progressive springs actually. Give that a shot. This damper tube also is bent. Being that these are on titanium at the moment, I'm going to try bending that back. This one doesn't have any corrosion. This one has a little bit of pitting. I did look at some pictures from my dad's bike and I rebuilt his forks on a 67. It actually had more pitting than these, but again, on titanium, the part, they're a solid rod, so I'm not too concerned about it. However, the book does talk about straightness on these, and by the naked eye, this thing seems okay. And more concerned with the pitting this one has. Quite a bit of pitting on this thing, right where the fork seal, right below where the fork seal would ride the cup. I did throw that one up in here to just check, see how true it is, just for shits and giggles here. And I figured the one with the bent spring might be bent more, but it turns out this one run out's a little bit up and down. You know, visually you can't tell that they're bent. But this one, corrosion-wise, it doesn't have any pitting or anything like that one does. But like I said, that one was the one with moisture, the bent spring, bent damper rod. That spring straight, that damper rod straight. Anyhow, I'm going to get some parts ordered up tomorrow morning. Gonna get some new stanchions, new bushes, or the progressive springs, some other little odds and ends. This little crush washer. Matt, for this, basically ordering parts. Does talk about straightening them. I'm guessing they'd have to be, you know, just from that picture, it looks pretty bent. Yeah, rolling them across the surface plate. I guess I could roll this one across the surface plate here. There's, you know, nothing you're gonna see with the eye. I think in the book there, they're talking about, you know, a pretty big wow. But I was just more curious, threw them up on there just to see what they were. I didn't move that around much, that dial indicator, you know, across the tube or anything. But yeah, the pitting, main reason. You can see it moving at things, you know. Not like it's tweaked bad or anything. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Pretty much Sunday night. Once I get the rest of the stuff, we'll check the new ones out just for the hell of it. But yeah, that's all I got. I'll order up some parts Monday morning, and yeah, I guess take her easy. Have a good week. Leave a comment if you like. Hit the like button, and feel free to subscribe. Have a good week. Later.